Peace, 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 beautiful souls. Hello, 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 hello. Happy new day. Happy beautiful, beautiful day. Hope that you guys are having an amazing day. Let me get my little light going here. See if I got some power to make me light bright. To get me all light bright. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Got some light going on around here in Studio 12. I got some light going on around here in Studio 12. All right. I'm just waiting for my daughter to come so I can park. Well, hello, everyone. Supreme Beautiful Rising. It has been a very, very productive and beautiful day. I hope you guys had an amazing day and is still having an amazing now moment. I got some stuff that I want to share with you guys really quickly. I am going to try to make this simple and short. A lot of what I got to do today that I want to share with you guys are some videos. The premise of what it is that I want to express today is to show you many variations of what energetic timelines look like, right? I think once we begin to get the clarity of what these particular timeline looks like, then we'll be able to identify within ourselves as well as identify in others where one is resonating vibrationally, right? Hi, T-Love. Hi, Mama. Hi, everybody that's coming in. Gratitude for you guys' presence. I'm so grateful and thankful and honored that you guys decided to come and, spend a little time with little old me. I'm grateful. Right? Yes, gratitude. Hi, Papaya. I know I be saying your name wrong. I be chopping and screwing your name, Mama. But Papaya girl, yes. Supreme Rising. And yes, gratitude and all love and abundance to everyone that is deciding to grace their presence in this live. Yes, hey, Mama. So I got a lot of videos that I'm going to share with you guys. So that means that I won't be able to bring nobody up initially in the beginning because I have a lot of videos. Peace be unto you too as well, Javette. I know I'm chopping up and screwing y'all names, but I'm saying it all in love. Hey, Yeppa. Yes, all love, all in oneness. Ashe, I concur. Thank you. Gratitude for your presence. But I have a lot of things that I want to share with you guys, and I want to build on something so that we could begin to see from a different perspective. I'm not here to change nobody's mind, but as I become aware of things in my own personal journey, I'm sharing it with you guys just as, an alternative of, consideration of a different perspective, right? Everybody is moving in their own pace at their, in their own timing. So it's not for anything to be perceived as judgmental, but I do want to bring some level of clarification of what certain things look like because we are very visual people. This is why the hieroglyphs and all of the statues and many different other artifacts has been put into play to show that we are very, very visual people. So therefore, visualization, it helps us with our state of awareness, and it allows us to conform something that is suitable for our own value in terms of our state of awareness. So this is why I like to bring visuals to kind of like support and substantiate what it is that I'm presenting to you guys. So therefore, that's that, right? So what I want to do is there are a few videos, right, that I want to, and I'm going to try to get you guys to be interactive after I do the video, because I want to see where you guys are at in terms of an agreement. Now, I want to say this, for each frequency, right? This is how we're going to look at it. For each frequency that is going to be presented, it is true. It is true for the frequency that it's resonating on, right? So I'm going to start with video number 1. I got this video off of YouTube. And I want you to hear the beautiful soul and what she's expressing. And then I'm going to ask you guys some questions in terms of how you feel about what she's expressing, because I want to see where we are at. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this video up. I got several videos, but let me go ahead and get this video. This is an hour and not an hour, 1 minute 29-second video.
4 years, baby. 4 years, baby. Look, he talking about, okay, she's racist. How can I be racist? You guys are the ones that made it about race. You guys are the ones who burn. I don't. And I'm sorry, I gotta say it like this. This is not racist. This is science, baby. This is science, baby. This is science. This is why they be trying to say, oh, we all alike. Oh, we all mammals. Bitch, I'm not no mammal. I'm not no mammal.
Hell no.
I'm not no mammal. I don't smell like a dog when it's raining outside. It's raining. When it's raining outside, I don't smell like a dog. So
hell no.
Like I'm done with the school system. I'm done with the economic system. I'm done with everything. Yoga. Like I told dude at the gym today. The moment that we all decide to stand up, and the moment that we all decide to say fuck them and boycott going to their little punk ass Walmarts, their little punk ass stores, and all that stuff that we indulge in, what are they gonna have? We're the reason that they booming the way they are. We are the reason.
We the consumers, to be real.
And I was telling homie, I was like, we be so pressed buying Gucci's and Louis Vuittons, and we ain't buying no real estate, we ain't buying no land, we not investing in stocks, we not doing nothing. And he's school system.
Okay, right. So that is a perspective that a lot of people share, right? They are looking at this whole experience, right, in the essence of separation, right, based off of the atrocities that has transpired, and all of the information that is now being presented in power, right. We're still moving in the essence of separation, because now we're being how can I say, exonerated or rejuvenated in our own self or in our own right. So now it's almost like it's time for us to shine. And, we've been put down for so long. Now it's time for us to, return the favor, right? She says that it's everybody, it's their fault. It's their fault. And, they're the ones that, smell like a dog and this and that or whatever, or what have you. I'm going to build so that you can begin to understand how this is way more than what you guys can ever even think or imagine. Now, I want you to listen to what she's saying, right? And I'm going to create a bigger picture so that you guys can see we all been fucked, without vaccine. You know what I'm saying? We all FUBAR. You understand what I'm saying? But I understand her point and her reference, because what she's saying is the experience of the hell conscious, right? It is of the hell consciousness, right? That is the hell consciousness, everything. But I also want to say to you guys, is that it is not just white people that sent us to the slaughterhouse, right? The misconception is that, we didn't do these things to ourselves. Right now, to be quite honest, you got people of the same hue, right, as us, that is kidnapping children, right, for the almighty dollar, and putting the children into what they call it, the child enslavement, or whatever the case may be. It's happening in many countries, right? And they look like us. So what do you say about those people that are facilitating this very same agenda in terms of taking our own, kidnapping our own, right, and facilitating this low vibrational agenda? It's the thing of it is that we are also responsible for our own demise. And until we begin to take accountability and responsibility, we're not going to begin to hardly understand or put ourselves at a level of understanding to get us to the magnitude as to understand that we all have been hoodwinked and bamboozled, right? I'm going to build again. So that was one perspective. So she blames everybody. She blames everybody for everything, right? you know, to the point where you smell like dog and this and that or whatever. She's saying that, you know, that whole little thing is of no more. We're in a new energy, and it's time for us to separate ourselves from those type of people. But I'm here to also say the very thing that she's saying, we have also done that to ourselves. So what are we going to do with the us value, right? As well, right? Because I'm going somewhere with this. What are we going to do with the us value that participated in the them value as well? Okay? Because there are many of us that has done those same things for the almighty dollar. So I'm going to show you guys another video, right? And this one here, let me see.
I come here with a message of hope to not only the gays, but to the blacks and the Hispanics and all the other outcasts of society, which strangely enough are the only groups that have been connected with the so-called AIDS. Because you see, if you belong to one of those groups, you got AIDS. But if you don't belong to one of those groups, you get the respectable diagnosis of you have tuberculosis, you have lymphoma, you have leukemia, you have Kaposi sarcoma, pneumocystis pneumonia, 30 plus diseases. Where is the press? How do they buy a story that a virus knows what country it's in? 3 symptoms in Africa, but 30 diseases in the United States and Europe. How do they buy the story that a virus has prejudices? It prefers men over women 9-1 in the United States and Europe, but men and women equally in Africa. It knows whether you're gay or straight, married or single, black or white. It should be hired by the immigration department because it does one heck of a job. This is what they've been feeding to the public, and this is what you and the press have published.
Okay. Now, in this essence, right, another aspect of manipulation. So now we got the girl that's mad at she's mad at what has been socially constructed, saying that the white people, right, did all of this or whatever the case may be. Now you got this guy coming in and saying, right, that you got the HIV virus, you got all of these viruses and cancers, and it's targeted at specific demographics, specific races and everything. And then they tell you that they're targeting the gays. They tell you that they're targeting the blacks. But as he said, how does a disease know who they're targeting, right? We believe in everything that is being said, right? Now I'm finna go one more again, right, to show you something that is extremely extraordinary, to which I talked about maybe 6 or 7 days ago. I'm going to play a little bit of that video, right? So that we can begin to understand vibration, frequency, and energy, right? I'm building a case here so that you guys can begin to understand how this whole shit nesting, like I said, I get the fact that we got stories, right? We got stories, right? But I'm talking about the now. And what we've actually been enduring, right, this whole entire time, that got us at each other's throat, that got us all hoodwinked and bamboozled, misconfused, misconstrued. I'm going to show you another video, and I want you to listen to this. Now, this one here, this was in the 80s, right? This was in the 80s. This video was done, okay? And I want to give credit to T, because T be throwing me some stuff, y'all. He be the greatest, I don't say the N-word, but the greatest ninja or whatever. He be sending me some stuff. So shout out to T for sending me this information too, as well as some of the other things that I found on my own. But he sends me a lot of stuff too as well. So gratitude to T. Thank T for, you know, allowing me to get this information and being able to put it together the way that I'm putting it together to present to you guys. All right, so let me show you this other video here. All right, and then
What I'm going to do here is something magical.
Just how easy is it to physically alter someone's mind from a distance? Let's watch this clip from Dr. Beck, and you'll be shocked.
And what I'm going to do here is something magical. I'm going to pick up here a Scripto pencil. And you'll notice when I wave it around this electrometer, this electrostatic voltmeter, not much is happening. I'm going to do something magical to this pencil. I'm going to put a few extra electrons on it, like you did in high school. Now what happens? Number one, when I have charged this piece of plastic by rubbing it through my hair, as you do with a hair comb during the day, we have made a field which you can measure if you have an instrument. Now I'm going to do something else to you. I want the people from the first row back, I guess some of you even a little beyond the video camera are going to feel this. This works double blind, this is not suggestion. We're going to create a 3 to 5 hertz field, as Hamer did at UCLA in 1965, and we're going to ask you how you feel. Now, we're going to produce a 9 hertz wave. A wave is a time-varying field, and I want those of you who are sensitive to tell me what you feel compared to the 3 to 5. Okay? You got it? I see several faces have lit up here. You felt that? Terrific.
Yeah, the one wave made you feel slightly low. I felt the vibration in the solar plexus.
Yeah.
The second one you did, I felt the energy charge throughout the whole body.
Exactly. If you saw those previous slides, we have replicated here with very simple, do-it-yourself, verifiable and scientific instruments, waves and fields that have profound effect on biological systems. So we can go in and find out what restaurants are modifying your eating habits by giving you an adrenaline reaction, which normally produces fight or flight syndrome. If you paid $20 for a meal, you're not going to fight or run away. You're going to eat faster. If you eat faster, they're going to have more table turnover during a shift. This is being done. We found a number of these locations in Southern California that are doing this to us. Incidentally, they are connected with the family. They are Italian-owned. This technology has leaked down to the public. We hoped it would be a few years before this happened. Next
In the
slide.
1980s.
When we began trying to actively manipulate the mood and brain waves of Homo sapiens, we first tried photic stimulus, flashing lights. We tried evoked potential from sound. We tried a number of things about which we do not talk in public. We finally developed a little device about this size that goes in your shirt pocket. I took it down. Now I'm telling on myself, but I hope the statute of limitations has run out. To a couple of the major tourist attractions in Southern California, where we would have an unlimited number of subjects, free, doesn't have to feed laboratory mice. We determined that we could alter the brain patterns of about 35% of the gross population up to a distance of around 20 to 30 feet. Instead of going through the door, they would run into the door jamb. Instead of walking around the trash can, they would kick it over. They'd get lost. As soon as I found that this actually worked, and I used these to determine the waveforms, pulse repetition rates, etc., I destroyed the units because I felt we were doing a highly unethical thing. So I hied myself back to Washington and I said, hey, you guys, we've got a clear and present danger.
Your mind is being altered every day from outside sources. And the only question left for you is whether or not you want to take control of it or let it be in the hands of somebody else.
Okay.
So we tried evoke potential from sound.
All right. So I'm going to try to play a video that I did 6 days ago. And I was telling you guys, like, you're mad, and you don't even know why you're mad. You're mad at everything, and you don't understand why you're mad, why we can't get along, why we can't unite, why we can't come together, right? Now, that was done in the 80s. So you got to know that things have, grossly advanced, right, in the ability to manipulate the emotional biological, right, or the biological vessel. You got to know that technology has advanced itself far much more greater. Even through the devices, these telephones and different things of that nature are also mood altering, right? This is why they made it so readily accessible. They at first it wasn't that accessible initially in the beginning, but when they realized that they can facilitate this same type of signal close in proximity, because remember in the 80s they said that they can only do like 35%, but if I give you a handheld device, they're even giving out devices for free. The government is giving out devices for free. They're giving tablets out for free to certain demographics, okay? The people that are actually on, what they call that system, TANF, any type of a financial support system that the government facilitates or whatever, they're giving out devices, they're giving out tablets. I call them informant tablets or what have you, but now I understand. And then all of these flat screen TVs, right? All of these electronical devices, right? That they have made easily accessible. You could go and get a flat screen TV for $3.99 now. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know what I'm saying? So they've made all of these electronical devices, right? To be able to facilitate something like this. So when you ask yourself, why can't we get along, or why we see ourselves in the manner to which we do, or why we are being manipulated in certain aspects, is because they are playing with our frequency of our biological, right? It is constantly being manipulated, okay? Constantly being manipulated. If you can't answer the question as to why we can't, why can't we get along? Why can't we all get along? Why is it that we got to see ourselves in the illusion of separation? The reason being is because we are getting the vibratorial frequency for us to be able to be into that space, that mental capacity. What is helping us right now that is migrating us out of there is some anomaly, right? That is actually going on in our atmosphere, right? That is awakening us. If we did not have this anomaly, right, to alter the frequencies that they have been manipulating us for eons, right, we would not be having this conversation right now. We will still be in the heights of doing what we've been doing, prior to many of us having a spiritual awakening. Right? It is for the fact that we're getting all of these energetic frequencies that are altering the state of what we have been influenced by, as to why we can sit here now in this now moment and converse and have these dialogues and conversations in a state of awareness. Otherwise, we will be having conversations and would not be aware that this entire time we have been grossly manipulated through energies, vibrations, and frequencies. Now, that video was done in the 80s. Right? And what he said, that it was placed in restaurants to determine how much people that they can bring into the restaurants, but they still do that now to this day. They just do it in a different type of way. Okay? What we have to begin to understand is that the first video that I shown, for the people that just come in the room, I don't know if you guys need me to play that video again, but with the young lady expressing herself, she is expressing herself out of frustration, right? From hell consciousness, right? But she doesn't see herself out of the hell consciousness. She wants to correct the hell consciousness. But what I'm here to tell you, there's no correcting the hell consciousness. The hell consciousness has a right to exist. The hell consciousness has a right to facilitate it. If you want to have a different experience, you got to evolve out of the hell consciousness. The hell consciousness is there for people who want to experience the hell consciousness. The hell consciousness is not going anywhere, right? It's not going anywhere. It's there to be expressed. It's an energy. It's a vibration, right? It is there to be expressed. The way to elevate or evolve from those experiences is to move into a different energetic field, a different vibration, right? But how are we able to move in a different energetic field and vibration when we're constantly being manipulated, right? Through all of these frequencies, through our devices, through our TVs, through all of these many different things that is now controlling our biological vessel. Because our biological vessel is that of a frequency, vibration, and energy, right? So when you don't understand why you can't get along, and why we mad at each other, why we can't, why are we seeing ourselves in the manner to which we're seeing ourselves, that last video is the reason why. because of the alchemy that is being done, the chemtrails in the ecosystem that we are also in connection with as being a part of nature. All of that is being manipulated, right? We are being manipulated to the 10th power, energetically, vibrationally, and frequency. And the reason why they were able to do it is because we knew not of ourselves, and the frequency that we were constantly inundated with, we were not getting the frequencies to be able to circumvent that, to put us in this space that we are now migrating in now, because we are getting the vibrations and we are getting the frequencies now from an unknown source. But we call it, we call it our sacred sun. We call it yes, to keep you in docility, to keep you as a slave, or to keep you in someone said at AKA a science project. Yes, to keep, as an energetic sign part, to keep you in docility. The objective is to keep you in docility, to keep you in the hell consciousness, so that you can continue to be a slave. That's it. That's it. Right? To cipher energy from. Okay? I get the other stuff that's going on, but I'm talking about the now. I'm talking about what is being done right now, so that we can begin to understand why we are at each other's throat, why we see each other the way that we see each other, why all of those atrocities was able to take place, because we were in a hell consciousness that was being manipulated. The frequencies were being manipulated the entire time. Okay? Until we begin to understand the science of us, right? We're not going. Okay, now I'm going to play a video that I did. I hope, I should have probably tried to edit it, but it was me. Well, you know what? I don't even have to say it because I'm here right now. I can just go ahead and say what I said. Keep you medicated by zapping us with hellish frequency. Absolutely. We are constantly being inundated by the manipulations of frequencies, vibrations. We are constantly. So when you see that young lady, right? And they target specific demographics. Just like to give you we're so connected. Hey T, I was just talking about you, baby. How you doing? Thank you for all of the content that you sent to me. I was able to put something together that kind of like clicked. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful. Thank you for sending the stuff to me, because it just allowed me to be able to put this together like pieces of the puzzle. I'm surprised, but nevertheless, it just came through beautifully, and I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Just like I was saying in terms of like the anger factor, we're angry. Why are we angry? Why we can't get along? Why is it that, we see each other just like the young lady that was in that video, right? The reason why she see that way is because she's trying to make hell consciousness better. It's not about making hell consciousness better. Hell consciousness is hell consciousness. Hell consciousness has the right to exist. It's about ascending from hell consciousness, right? So that you can energetically create a different energetic experience in frequency. But the reason why we were not able to do that is because we had all of these variations of energetic manipulations that kept us in hell consciousness, right? That kept us suppressed and oppressed in hell consciousness, because we had all of these other technologies that was manipulating our being, our biological, right? That kept us constantly inundated to move in hell consciousness, right? Huh? Not right now. Not right now. I'm doing my live, right? So I just wanted people to see the buildup so that you can see. So when you see a person like that, understand that they have a right to be in that space. But 9 times out of 10, no matter how much they are ascended in terms of them thinking that they're ascended, if they're speaking like that, they're still vibrating on hell consciousness. They're still, no matter how much you might think that you're still vibrating on hell consciousness, because you have been manipulated, right, to believe that, so they talking about the wet dog and smelling. I don't smell like wet dog. I don't smell like this. I don't smell like that. What do you think got you saying that kind of stuff? Why do you think you're saying that? Why do you think that you're so divisive, right? Because I can easily throw that theory out that you're mad at a species, right? You're mad at a species that was also equally manipulated based off of the principle of their genetics, right? Because you got frequencies for every manipulation. You could tune a frequency because they are in tune with the genetics of the neuromelanated, the melanated, and the phenomelated. They are in tune with that. They study the differences in the genomes, right? That houses a particular type of frequency. So when you go into certain places and you see the ecology of the trees and everything is all off, and you see that the ecology of the trees in the neuromelanated communities, there's no trees, right? There's no oxygen, there's no stimulation to normalize or stabilize, right? That you're actually connected to. That is manipulation of frequency when they take the trees out of certain areas, right? But then when you go into a different area, you see trees, you see lush, you see all of that because they know the ecology of the trees. And if they want to manipulate the frequency for them into a manner that to make it appear to something else, it's about manipulation of the illusion, right? That's what they do, right? So it's about the science. I don't care what you say. You can have a story and everything, but when I look at Egypt, when I look at all of these other places, I see technology, right? I see science. I see alchemy, right? They got a story, and yes, they may have a couple of people that may appear to be slaves. But when you go through the gist of everything, 90% of their story has everything to do with the astrological value. It has everything to do with energy. It has everything to do with alchemy. It has everything to do with the science. I take what I take all of the stories, right? And I figure out the vibration and the frequency and the energy that inhabits that story. Right? And in every story, the synonymous aspect of what I've seen, me personally, is that it's always been about the science. It's always been about the alchemy. It's always been about the manipulation of energy, frequency, and vibration. When are we going to get to facilitate this part of the equation? Because until we begin to understand what we're actually getting fucked up with, right? They manipulate your frequency with the medication. They manipulate your frequency with these TVs, these devices. They manipulate your frequencies with the ties to your vision. They manipulate your frequencies with all different kind of shit, right? Different ecologies and different demographics. You in Compton and you wonder why you so mad and angry, everybody gang banging and everything. But if you go up to the north suburbs and everything, you think that it's because it's wealth, right? Or they're more civilized, right? Or they got, it's Beverly Hills, right? All because they're rich and, they're wealthy and it's more civilized. No, ain't got shit to do with that. Compton and all of the inner city places are stimulated in frequency a different type of way. They stimulate you left, right, front, and center, even down to the goddamn music, right? They use frequency on our ass. They use frequency as a weapon. Right? So you wonder why we don't get along. You wonder why you calling people Saxons and all that shit, right? You wonder why you're angry. You wonder why all of these things were able to commence, right? Because there was a frequency war that allowed us to be into this energetic space, that allowed us to be able to see and think and move in a manner to which we do and see each other the way that we see each other. How the hell are we supposed to be in love consciousness when hell we wasn't getting no goddamn vibrations and energies that would constitute to our vessel to put us energetically in the love space. We getting the shit now. We're getting it now. But before we were getting straight hell consciousness. Straight energies to support you maintaining and staying in hell consciousness. That's what we were getting. That's why we see each other in the manner to which we see each other, because we were getting straight energy that sustained us in the hell consciousness. So you was not going to be able to see nobody no other way but the way you see them in a low vibrational state of being. In a victim consciousness. You are not going to be able to see nobody else no other kind of way. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and this is just my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. It's pausing alive, right? As I said, this is just my opinion. If you is speaking like that girl, right? No disrespect. She's telling the truth, right? She's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. Okay? But understand, overstand, where does that reside in frequency? Right? Because if you're mad, angry, and pissed off and all of these different kind of things, you have a right to be that way. I'm not telling you. But the question that you need to ask yourself, where does it reside energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency? The reason why we're having such a hard time to see ourselves in love consciousness is because we have been constantly inundated to maintain hell consciousness. This is why it is so hard for us to fathom that we could equally, if not more, be in the love vibration. We've never really had no experience of the love frequency on our plane. And everybody that tried to tell us about it, John Lennon and everybody else, right? They got killed. They got assassinated, right? They didn't want that stimulation at that time, right? But now they can't do shit about it because you gonna kill everybody? You gonna kill everybody? Because everybody is now responding we're now responding. Well, how do you think the awakening is taking place? Your vessel is responding to the frequency changes. Your vessel is responding to the frequency changes. So your spiritual awakening is coming from energy, right? Energy. That's right. We've been so hellbound, right? Low vibrational. In terms of our everyday normal, we've normalized being hellbound, right? The true hell has always been a frequency, a low vibrational frequency. That is the true hell, okay? If you want to call it that, right? I call it that so that you can get the idea that the reason why it's so very difficult for us to perceive this love in unity and the oneness is because we've been constantly inundated and manipulated energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency. To even in this now moment, your devices and everything, your televisions in your home, the music, the radio, they coming and going, coming and going, right? And until you begin to understand what is truly foobarring us, keeping us fucked up beyond recognition, all we're going to do is being on from one lie to the next, one lie to the next. Nobody is talking about this. Why? Why? When in every story, there's alchemy, there's science, there's all of these things. Not about you changing the hell consciousness because it has a right to exist, right?
I'm good. I'm good. You got me
How you
breathing heavy.
doing?
That's it's real just hearing you talk about all of this stuff because I literally was like looking all of this stuff up, like what is energy, right? And what is this whole thing? Because everybody has their opinions about stuff, and I'm all for it because I take it all in. But it's just reading it, it's like if you don't mind, I was just going to go over some of these definitions because one of them was electromagnetic radiation, the capacity for vigorous activity, available power, a feeling of having an adequate or abundant amount of such power, and exertion of such power, the habit of vigorous activity, vigor, the ability to act, lead others, or affect things forcefully, forcefulness of expression. In physics, the capacity to do work, a source of usable power as fossil fuel or electricity. So all this stuff, all these definitions throw up buzzwords for me as far as like because they always talking about fossil fuels and stuff. Nobody know what that means, right? But electricity, and what's the source of your electricity? It's your body. It's electromagnetic. Your nervous system.
Your body. Your body is exactly. And what's happening now is that is being broken down. So this is why the electromagnetic field is being broken down. That is what circumvented us from really truly receiving the true light codes that we were supposed to receive, that would have actually ascended us into this love vibration, to which we think that is so foreign to achieve, right? We're not being barricaded by that anymore, because as they try to constantly, continuously to inundate that definition of what you are expressing right now, right? It is being broken down because we're getting barred.
What is it?
It's coming
Right.
in
Like,
droves. These
what is
energies
it that
are coming in
everybody's
droves,
receiving?
right?
What am I getting?
Right.
So,
It's the, why do you think? Yes.
And I wrote
That's
all
the
this stuff down.
reason.
I'm sitting there trying to figure this out, right? So you got subtle energies, right? These are see if this makes sense, right? Chi, Kai, Prana, Orgone, Odd, Tachyon, Ether, Akasha, longitudinal waves, Tesla
All
waves,
being manipulated.
scalar waves,
All of
spirit, Holy Spirit, 0 point field, the implicate
All of
order, the Higgs field,
yes.
the torsion field, the field, gravity waves, neutrinos, the force, all the same shit.
Yep.
Electromagnetism, light, all found in the body.
And it's all being manipulated. When I tell you that they got it coming and going, right? And I say, I love stories. I love stories. I love the history. I love history. I love the history. But what is the key thing in everything that all these stories have been saying? It's been alchemy. It has been about, when you look at the pyramids, you see all of the intricate mechanisms that was there to control and to manipulate energies that was to exceed outside of the plane. All you see around you, right, is that this whole entire field, right, is energy. Energy.
Massively.
And the energy is being manipulated, right? That's the thing. Massively. That video that I showed was in the 80s, for God's sake. The 80s. That was in the 80s. You already know that they have probably, advanced themselves in that regard. You understand what I'm saying?
Got 6G waiting for us. They keep updating the wireless infrastructure to mechanically prevent us from using the organic divine energies of the background ether to basically evolve. And not just evolve, dude, forget about evolution. Let us exist in peace, motherfuckers. I don't need your evolution. That shit happens by itself. A tree grows by itself.
They don't want that.
Plants grow by themselves. They're interfering with us nonstop. It's horrifying. It's painful.
Well, what's the agenda? What's the purpose?
I mean, when I
smashed down
to keep you to cipher your energy, to keep you from ascending. If like what the beautiful soul here at the bottom was saying to me. Well, he's at my bottom. I don't know where he at on y'all, but he at my bottom, on bottom left, right?
Nope.
So just like he said, let us be, right? No.
If they let us be,
if they let us be, we would have been ascended out of this shit a long time ago.
If they let us be, all of society would restructure itself again without any ego being involved. You know what I mean?
None of that stuff. None of that shit. You wondering why 100%. You hate everybody. You are being programmed and manipulated to hate. You wonder why you mad. You wonder why we shooting at each other and can't get along. It's because you're being programmed to be in that energetic field.
And have you guys noticed that the level of static between people is increasing, especially last couple weeks, even after the holidays? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? People barking at each other.
They don't overload. They're overload, but they ain't gonna whatever is breaking up this, the electromagnetic field, the EMF, whatever is breaking it up, it's a force to be reckoned with.
Nope.
It's a force to be reckoned with. They're not going to win, right? But as long as they got us in ignorant mode, saying dumb shit that I heard today, my opinion, because my opinion, you understand? Saying dumb shit that I heard today. I'm like, you have no idea how much. My thing of it, the reason why I watch a lot of the theories out that they're talking about is that you got people that look like me.
Yeah.
That's hell bound, and they love the hell consciousness, right? They love doing the shit. They kidnapping our own people. They're selling them into slavery or whatever the case may be. They're killing them and harvesting. So what are you gonna say about what do you say about those people that look like you that's doing the same damn thing? What do you say about them people? Right? It's about them knowing your genetics, understanding the frequency that houses it, and manipulating
they don't just want to
it.
destroy
That's what it's
the
about.
black woman. They want to put her up on a pedestal so that she can kill herself. Right? They want to put everyone on a pedestal so they don't have to do the job.
Look, being lost in materialistic nonsense, that is, no race is free from that shit. You know, white people got their own shit, Indians got their own shit, Chinese got their own shit, black people got their own shit. It's all being too dense, and they want you to be stuck on this plane with no range of motion with your fucking light body, dude. They want your light body a small little dot, your chakras unexpanded, and with no ability to fucking convert. Yeah, dude.
That is very true. That is all that. These are no disrespect to anybody, and please, people. The reason why I'm bringing it, I'm elementary when it comes to this stuff. I'm not versed, but I've been getting inundated with this information, and so please forgive me if I'm not, explaining it right. But I'm doing my very best, right?
Good.
But the thing of it is that, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I'm doing good. Oh, well, thank you. I'm trying. it just hit me all of a sudden. But people don't realize that, with our vessels, the sickness, right? The sickness and everything, every freaking thing, even down to the molecule in your food. And you wonder why we can't get along. They show the shit in our faces, right? And tell you that they got tumors and all this other kind of shit in the meat and everything. And people are still, why do you think you're still eating the shit that you looking dead at, right? But you can't, I can't help it. I'm addicted to it. No, you're it's a whole energetic manipulation of your vessel, right? They understand that when I said coming and going, everything is energy. Everything. Coming and going. Everything. And whatever it is to keep us at a density, at this lower vibrational state of being, that is what they wanted to, that is what the manipulation is. Now, my thing of it is, in terms of getting us out of that, is to recognize the fuckery for what it is. Like I said, it's hell consciousness. It has a right to exist. There are motherfuckers that wants to be here. You understand what I'm saying? They want to have that experience or whatever. But what it is that we now need to reconnect our genomes and understand is that we have the ability to ascend from it.
Transmutation.
As long as we know
alchemy.
what it is that is being done.
Technology,
you understand what I'm saying?
Body. It's about transmutation of this inverted flame, right? Just flip it. You just got to flip it.
Exactly. Yes. And you are the elixir. You are the antidote to this fuck shit. But a lot of times we didn't know that we were the antidote to the fuck shit because we thinking that, oh, woe is me, victim, shit is being done to us. No, it's only because we allowed the vibration to get so low, right? We lost sight of who we are from an energetic value, right? But now that these energies are coming in,
I mean,
just like I said,
if people are actually waking up right now, if people are actually waking up right now and they're writing in their diary all their experiences, we're going to get to a point where everyone's going through the same shit and everyone's going through the same milestones. We're all on the same path. And if we just realize that there's a meta, there's an ethos, there's something that we can do. It's not something that we have to fucking put faith in the Buddha or some shit. You are the Buddha.
You're the crucible, dude. We're the crucible, and the beautiful thing is our attention, when turned inwards, is the laser by which you open up the awareness of all these deeper knowledge within your light body, and that's it. You are the transmutation device. You're the alchemy.
Yeah.
You are the transmutation. Yes. Thank you guys for coming up here. I'm about to cry because I said, how in the hell am I going to present this shit here that came because I knew that and thank you, universe, for placing me in alignment. I knew that I needed somebody else to really expound on what it is, because like I said, until we begin to understand the now, what is actually taking place now, and understand, overstand what is taking place now. That is right.
And like
now, history is fine. But what can you take from history? The one thing that I take from all of the history that I've heard on all of these lives, the one thing that I'm taking from it is the fact that they use science, divine science, alchemy, right? They use energy vibration through the pyramids,
it's color
on down
coding,
through the
it's
Sumerians.
frequency
If you want to talk
coding,
about those,
it's fucking, it's light codes, it's all of it. It's all one
science.
level of understanding.
It's what they say, the same thing, different timeline. Right? So what is it now that I can get from the timelines that is synonymous to this now moment? Because the now moment is where the change needs to take place. As long as we foobar and allow them to do predictive programming on us to tell us what's going to happen 5 years from now, and they tell it because they need our energy for this shit to happen. Yeah, they need our energy, right? Them bastards know that they need us for the shit to happen 7 years from now. Fuck they 7 years. Until we begin to understand what we can do fucking right now, what we can do now, right? You don't let nobody come in and try to predict. They gotta cipher your energy in this now moment so that they can facilitate a hell consciousness, right? For 7 years. They're asking you for 7 more years of hell consciousness when they predict that in 2035, the world is going to be XYZ. They're asking for 5 more years, 7 more years from you, energy. You are the energy. They're asking you, right, to facilitate hell consciousness for another 5 years.
You know what's funny too?
We don't have to do that.
And I'm guilty of this also.
Do you not know this?
You know, even if you've kind of transcended their point of view, even us commenting on and being concerned about where they want to direct us is a fucking problem. That's our attention. 0 fucks, dude. 0 fucks means 0 fucks.
That's
like
right. That's right. 0. When they do predictive programming, I even know when my thoughts are my thoughts and when they're being somebody else is trying to inject thoughts in my mind, right? That's where I'm at now, right? So I refute thoughts that don't belong to me, and as I told them, I refute thoughts that don't belong to me, and I affirm the thoughts that do belong to me.
The brain
right?
is more of a receiver than it is an actual generator. For us to generate our own thoughts, we got to be super quiet and then start it off.
Ponder the orb.
Yeah, you got to start it up from there. Yeah. Most of the shit coming into your brain, your brain's a radio receiver. It's receiving it from the outside. It could be your family. It could be like shit through the air. It could be targeted because you're trying to escape and ascend and get out of the matrix. They target you inside your head and be like, yeah, fuck that shit. They'll target you to do self-destructive.
They literally have devices. There's this device called the Squid.
Yep.
When you translate it, it's superconducting quantum interference device. Basically, what it does is it studies or it analyzes the interaction between the magnetic field and the quantum field, which is the physical world, right? Mass, electromagnetism, and the quantum, which is spirit. So the Squid, right? So there's a Kraken variant out, right? And we're in 2023, which is the reverse of Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is the cult that initiates young men, right? And that device is being used to check all the people who are awakening. And everything we just said, that there's an actual device that does this. It monitors
when you try
to the net.
We've talked about this, Logan, and when you start to begin to move in the right direction, they actually have programs to get you to want to self-annihilate and kill yourself, bro. All right, that's what the fuck you living in this matrix. That's how the fuck you do this shit.
It's right.
Yep. It's fucked up shit.
And I don't put it past. I don't put it past. I really, at this point, anything.
But that's how valuable each one of us are.
You know what I'm saying? Because they've been doing every freaking thing. Everything is
kind of like behooves us to think that we're that valuable, even though we know we are. It's like, no, you don't understand it. Your individual body and mind actually waking up is an extraordinary threat to the whole system. Extraordinary. You know what I'm saying?
Because most of us have the ability to fucking transcend time.
Yes. It is.
They're able to transcend time together.
Yo, transcend time together.
Yes.
Slow time down.
Imagine if we all right now say, okay,
this is the thing that I'm saying, because this is what I said the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Shit, I can't remember. But I said that this Gregorian calendar is a gematria calendar. That is their gematria calendar, right? This Gregorian calendar. In essence, we don't know how old we are. You understand what I'm saying? The truth be told. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see that they're mitigating any type of thing in their spell casting of the gematria, all we have to do is just say we do not subscribe to this gematria calendar, because you already know that their calendar, this calendar, the Gregorian calendar, is their matrix calendar. Okay, this is us dancing their dance. This is the programming, right? This is how they run you. Exactly. So this is why when you stop, you denounce the birthdays, you denounce the holidays, you denounce everything that is under their Gregorian calendar, which is facilitated through their gematria. This is how they numerically, right, do what they do with energy. Because we agree to their calendar. We agree to the gematria of their calendar, right? But guess why I know this now? Because these goddamn energies coming in. They ain't got shit else. They ain't blocking nothing no more. And I'm open. I'm open because I knew coming in the gate when I came through my mama's room, this was some fuck shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm open. You understand? So when we participate in their calendar, this is why they stayed giving us holidays and they stayed giving us this. Hell, they done gave us Juneteenth now. You know, we got to give them something. We got to give them something. Oh shit, they're figuring the shit out. We got to give them something. They done gave our asses Juneteenth now, right? Because they done somehow gematria calculated Juneteenth for something to keep us under control.
We'll give you reparations by celebrating, like, oh, give me a fucking break, bro.
And
fuck your reparations.
Yeah, I don't need you to control my energy. All you're asking for is to control
it's
my
so fucked
energy
up because,
to
like,
facilitate
thank you
this
for
fucking
painting the picture of reality for me. Thank you for framing it for me. Now I understand. Go fuck yourself, dude. You know what I mean? Like, exactly.
Fuck you. The whole shit ass thing, right? Listen, what we're saying to you guys right now, that shit gets you assassinated. Do you understand? Overstand, okay? This is some real shit, okay? There's no way they want us to figure out the fucking math. I'm telling you, they don't want you to figure out the math, right? They don't want you to figure out the math. They okay with you talking about the history, right? They okay with you talking about shit that didn't happen on another timeline, because most of the stuff that we're regurgitating is what got us to this timeline that we're experiencing right now. So they don't have no problem with you talking about that. But when you're talking about total, what they call the exodus of this timeline, right? And you're figuring out the gematria of this timeline, and you're figuring out that they can have their hell, all you got to do is ascend energetically, vibrationally from it. That's a problem. That's a problem. They don't want this type of conversation to commence. That's the problem. Like I said, I've never been one to follow stories, but I do respect the stories if I can find value in it. And the value that I find in all of the stories that is synonymous is the fact that all of them use alchemy, all of them use divine science, all of them use energy, vibration, and frequency, even looking to the stars. So if it was good enough for that to be the case back then, it sure hell is good enough for it to be the case now.
Old. Nothing is old, right? Nothing is bound by time, right? Sex is not something that we did as when we were monkeys or whatever they tell us, right? That it's all part of the human system and how we align with creation and everything, and it gives us our power. And they don't want you to know, but at the same time, they do want you to know, and that's the weird part. But anyways.
They have to tell you, but they tell you in a cynical way. And it's up to us. But how are we supposed to figure out things when we're constantly being inundated with these low vibrational manipulations that they constantly do to our biological? We had to first come into that state of awareness to know that there was something that needed to be transmuted. Many of us did not know. We didn't know. You understand? We're just coming into the knowledge. This is why I know that whatever is coming through the gates right now is a force to be reckoned with, because all of us is waking up.
When something triggers you a certain type of way, why does that trigger you? It's because something's not right with the situation. So being that it's not right because you are the light, you have to know that you come from that where you are the light. So anywhere you go, you the darkest light. So which is why when you go into a room, people feel a certain type of way because you upset their demons, or you make them feel a certain type of way because you're bringing light to some shit that they were trying to hide. So all this happens anywhere you go, and you think that you're going crazy because no, these people, why are they acting weird towards me? Why are they doing this and that? It's like, nah, you're shining. You're shining. You don't see the shine because you still trying to figure out the shine. We don't realize that we're the light. So it's like, all right, bet. What's going on? What's going on, nigga? You just woke. You like, yo, get the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a problem. So all of these.
But we got to stop seeing ourselves. We got to start like, this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I can't save everybody. I'm not trying, I get that part, right? But if I can bring more clarity, because you got people that have these humongous platforms, right? And people that are moving in victim consciousness, people that are moving in vengeance consciousness, right? In that energy, don't realize that this motherfucker got you stuck like Chuck, because all he's doing is still resembling the hell consciousness.
Until you figure it out and jump off the wheel, you gotta realize it's like, wait a minute, I'm seeing the same shit, the same patterns over and over and over again. You keep saying the same stuff. You keep promising me all of this stuff. Every politician you've ever heard since you were born, same type of stuff. And they coming up and I'm like, yo,
that's hell consciousness.
What has changed? You've changed. You've been making changes and doing things and like, wait, something's not right about this. And the downloads come in and then it's
that's when you become the glitch. That's when you become the glitch, right? That's when you become the glitch. Hell, let me tell you what is hell consciousness. The politician is hell consciousness. The school system is hell consciousness.
Any program.
The medical system is hell consciousness. Any programming is hell consciousness that we are giving energy to. I should say it in that way, right? The hate train is hell consciousness. The illusion of separation is hell consciousness, right? You can't see, the reason why you can't see unification of anything, right, is because you're programmed to hell consciousness. The hell consciousness has taught you the illusion of separation. You have become attuned and acclimated to that vibration and frequency. So I don't care what you say, the truth does not need defended, right? If it's in your genome to be a certain way, you ain't got to defend the shit, right? It is what the fuck it is. It ain't nothing what can you do? You understand what I'm saying? The truth does not need defended. But what I will say, if you choose to vibrate on a vibration where all of that shit commences, which is in the hell consciousness, which is the illusion of separation, okay? I don't care what you want to call it. The illusion of separation that you cannot move in a harmonic way of vibration. If it's not allowing you to move in harmony, right? You're a part of the hell consciousness. Because the thing of it is, the hell consciousness has a right to exist.
Like TikTok, for instance, right? They show you we can unify. What do everybody do? The same TikToks on the same beat. That's showing you right there that we can be one and all be on the same page just by looking at one app, which is TikTok. Like, everybody's dancing to the same TikToks on the same
but it's
beat,
King of the Hill,
right? Like, that's showing us that we can do whatever we want to do as a people. But the programming of the everything else being a distraction is what's the problem. Because everything is a distraction. We can't keep our focus on one thing. We always focus on multiple.
That's why the most important
fucking
focus that you're
psyop. If
supposed
you're
to have is
focusing
you.
on chakras only and right, you're talking about the stars, but you know how it relates to you. You're psyop. If you're focusing on fucking whatever algae in the sea, trying to eat algae to get healthy, but you don't realize that you have other mineral deficiencies and that's just not going to do anything. You're fucking lost. You're psyop. Right? There's a million different ways that they can get you, but it's knowing thyself, knowing you.
It is a million different ways, but that's the
Knowing
unprogramming. You feel me? Like, you have to unprogram from everything, even quote unquote the spiritual community, because it's too many quote unquote leaders in the spiritual community that think that they're teaching when you don't need to teach. It all comes from inside. It all comes from inside. It all comes from you. You are the God. Can't nobody over God you. Like that's the fakeness that we need to understand. You can't out God me because I'm the God, and I can't out God you because you're the God. So what makes you feel like that because you are on a platform or teaching or anything that you're better? You're not better. We're all at the same level.
No one
We
is
all
better
at the
than no
same
one. That's
level. We
right.
just at
That's
different
right.
peaks and
That's
where
right.
we at. That's it.
And the thing about that, the difference is the different peaks that we are, it is understood because this planet itself harbors the many different variations of vibrations. And the purpose of this planet was to have that to be in existence, but it was also for us to be able to harmonize the many variations of vibrations and frequencies. And that is what has not been the case. The many variations of frequencies and vibrations have been in constant discord because of the frequency war, the manipulation of it, right? We're not able to move in harmony because we're constantly being manipulated energetically, vibrationally, and frequency to be in a discord, not in harmony. So it is about us being able to harmonize. And I'm very one to say that, no, I don't know shit. I don't want you to listen to me.
Exactly.
I really want you to go from within.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? I do. I really want you to go from within because that's where the answers really truly reside. This is why I always say this is for me. I'm sharing my aspect of myself with you. But I'm not out here to try to outdo anybody, right? But I want people to have a level of clarification of what, by exampling what this shit look like, what it looks like, so that people can, because we're very visual people. We're visual.
It's like all is within, right? So everything is within, and my focus should be on me and me alone. So harmonizing with a bunch of other people, we've seen how that goes, right? Look at Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, right? They had a nice little run, and that was cool. But there was a point where Mike had to be like, hey, yo, I'm out of here. And he became the shooting star, right? And then he focused on himself and his own music, and he became more successful than they ever were 10 times over, and still to this day, right? Same thing with Destiny's Child and Beyonce, so forth and so on. It's all kinds of different stories and so forth for these people. So when I stop looking at what everybody else is doing and who's on board and who's running and who's reading what and doing this, I got my own shit to worry about that I'm not fully focused on or thoroughly understanding, and whenever I can, I try to jump in to help out and, see like, hey, I catch a word, be like, yo, because you're on the same stuff that I be on. I literally wrote all that shit down. I'm like, damn. And then it's like when you sitting there talking, I was like, yo, I got to come in and see, just because it was like, yo, it's right there. I'm like, all right, bet. So all of these things is like, it all brings it back to my focus, my me, this vessel. What is all of this that's in here? What's going on? Because I don't know all this stuff.
That's the part that we need to understand, that aspect of our the inner self, the who we are, and understand how that is being controlled. I know that my purpose, what I'm doing here, this is my purpose. I know that unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, this is my purpose. I'm here relentless, like, I'm here. So therefore, I know that I'm here for a reason. But I'm also here to tell you that the most important thing for you to do is move from your own accord within thyself. You have the answer to your being. You have the answer to your being, right? I always execute that because I know the importance. Because for me, that was the case for me. I had to go from within. I had to actually have conversations with myself. I tell people all the time, ain't nothing wrong with you talking to yourself. You're supposed to talk to yourself. And hell, it's all right to answer back too. You're supposed to answer yourself back too. They tell you not to do that, talking about you crazy. Well, hell, I'm batshit crazy then, right? You supposed to talk to yourself and answer yourself.
Some of the craziest people and some of the most genius people. So, I mean, you can say that if you want to, but it's just words to confuse you and to make you seem like, oh, it's something wrong. All of these words that they try to flip and manipulate to make it seem like it's something wrong with you being crazy is actually good. So let's not do that. Black magic is actually black people magic. It's not what they try to make. Oh, you do black magic? Yeah, I'm black. You see me, right? If I'm magical, I do black magic. I'm a black girl. I have black girl magic. There's nothing wrong with that. But they like to play on those words. Shadow. They like to play on shadow. Shadow is not bad. Shadow is the stuff that I have suppressed within myself that I need to heal. Like I need to work on my shadow self and my inner child. It's not bad. So stop thinking that all this stuff that they programmed us to believe is bad because it's not. It's not bad.
Many of the things that they told you to stay away from, 9 times out of 10, it got the greatest power. And you're actually supposed to, you might want to go and look into it because they're trying to keep you away from it for some reason.
Understanding though, what I will say, educate yourself first, because a lot of us, we just go into things trying stuff and we don't, it won't be until you really educate yourself and actually look at things in a scientific way. Like you putting stuff in your body, on your body, you need to monitor what's going on with your body. We are a big ball of damn near blood, DNA, chemicals, and everything else. We have chemical reactions when we put stuff on our blood. So you need to monitor that. We are magical. These herbs that we use, everything, like it helps our bodies in different ways. So you put the sun on your third eye, I guarantee you, you're going to be different. You meditate, you're going to be different. You do yoga, you're going to be different because that energy in your body is going to be flowing through your body. You're going to feel different. You're going to hear different. You're going to see different. You're going to taste different. You're going to hear certain things like when Tri said going into a room and you seeing like people are acting weird to you. A God walked into the room. How do you think people act when a God walk in the room? It's going to be people that's going to be fascinated. It's going to be people that's going to be nervous. It's going to be people that's going can't stop looking. It's going to be people that are jealous. It's going to be all type of reactions because you're a God. So you got to get ready for that.
And I want to say something. I want to say something about the God thing. The reason why that's another thing that I think we overuse that terminology, right? They called the God terminology came in the essence of the fallen energy, right? Because there were beings that were highly evolved, right? That were able to do things because they were on a higher vibration, right? So to them, right, they looked like gods, right? They looked like gods because they housed and they moved in a different energetic value. Okay. And I think a lot of times too, that keeps us separated too, because everybody, talk about the God things. No, your energy. It's energy, and there's alchemy to the energy, and there's a hierarchy of energetic value. Right? When we begin to ascend in these energies, then the very things that these people that saw us as gods, if they were to ascend into that energetic value, they will be able to do those things too as well. Right? A lot of times what we do, we overuse terminology and people get stuck in that space. We're far much more than that. We are a whole energy. If you take a battery and you put it on your tongue, right? You take one of them, I think it's a 9-volt battery, and you put it on your tongue. What does it do? What does it do? It charges. We are a whole we are a whole energy. We are very, very powerful. It is time for us to move into an essential value of that insight and stop allowing that separational thing, right? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that is separational, let me tell you what is separational. The only thing that is separational is how you vibrate. Yeah. What resonance that you're going to be vibrating on, right? Because guess what? There's going to be a realm that's going to house that vibration. What's actually taking place right now is the alignment, the order of the energies and vibration. Right now, we around here running amok, and there's no order because everybody is on many different vibrations, and everybody is running amok, right? So now what's happening now is that it's going to be order of these energies and vibrations, and there's going to be a space where you choose to resonate for you. There's going to be a plane for you that you choose to resonate on. And now the order of energetic value is going to become aligned and in a hierarchy of energy, right? That is why it behooves us, many of us, as much as we possibly can, to try to ascend from the hell consciousness. Because you don't want to be stuck like Chuck, because that's what they want. Because, honey, they're going to use you like a slutty vegan, honey. They're going to use you if you don't come out of that energetic value of this lower vibrational state of being, right? What's taking place now is the order of energetic value. Where are you vibrating? Right? So if you around here thinking that losing a separation, that's fine. If you around here wanting white people to burn and the separation, that's fine. You can feel that way all you want to. You can feel that way. You can feel that, and you can call them Saxons. You can say they smell like dogs. You can say all that shit. That's fine. But guess what? There's a vibrational place for your thought, your energetic thoughts, right? Because if you believe in that, there's a space and a place for you energetically, vibrationally, and in frequency. The problem that you have is that you don't feel that you are worthy of the love consciousness. Right? Because we've been in this hellhole for so long, energetically, vibrationally. So it's hard for you to fathom that there is an equal white person, regardless of his genome, right? That can actually vibrate high. The thing of it is that are you able to hold the light? Because the thing what people think about is that, oh, you're gonna burn. The thing with creation is creation always create and anew. So these frequencies that already exist is already taken into consideration of the new creation of the new frequency. So while you around here thinking that people are going to burn, I ain't seen nobody burn yet. And if you're seeing somebody burn, that's because you're on that vibration. You're on that hell vibration. That's all I got to say about that. That's just my
I will
opinion.
say for sure,
Okay?
as far as like teaching or learning, like definitely just get into y'all protection, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just a lot that's going on as far as like what they, you know what I'm saying, doing with the frequencies, how they moving. It's a lot more technology out here. It's just a lot of things like that we've already witnessed in television, in the movies, that's playing out in real life. That's what they, you know what I'm saying, they love to make that agenda, to make things play out, you know what I'm saying, from the television into reality. Like that's the way that they manifest stuff, you know what I'm saying, or fake prophesize things because they write it down, they make a book about it, they put it in a movie, and then they, you know what I'm saying, like it's like they say they try to condition us with it. That's some bullshit. Regardless, keep the protection up on yourself, right? So whatever you got to do, read a book, get your knowledge in, but keep the protection up on yourself, on your vessel, on your soul, on your spirit. All this, we should be aligned and we should be protecting at the same time. Every time you do anything, it should be protection for self, right? Like, so whatever they come out with, whatever they do, it will literally fly past you. It won't have nothing to do with you, because they are going to do things and you're going to see certain stuff start to unfold with different people. That is because these people are on a vibration of low and they are not educated as well. So they are open to it. We are closed to certain things happening to us, or the things that they put out here to destroy us with. We are closed from those things. Y'all need to become close to those things too, because a lot of people are open vessels to the negative things that they putting out into our frequency. So just be very mindful to close yourself off from any negative energies that they put out here to ruin us, to destroy us. Close yourself off to it.
That's why you got to have spiritual discernment to be able to decipher what are your thoughts and what are thoughts that are being manipulated in frequencies and put into your head. This is why I oftentimes always say, get your spiritual maturation up so that you can be able to have a level of spiritual discernment to be able to decipher what is actually your thoughts versus somebody else's thoughts. Okay. Or thoughts that are being pushed up into your energetic field. Okay, this is why it's so important for us to begin to understand ourselves in the energies that we truly are. That's the most important thing. That is the thing that really truly is navigating this whole goddamn shit show, right? What they call the Truman Show, or this shit show. Yeah. You understand? So, and until, the knowledge of self. That is the most important thing. Okay, baby. Okay, that is the most important thing, right? The idea, I know that we have been how can I say, incubated into these energies, that we have normalized them. But I'm here to tell you guys, I can't tell you guys what to do, but I'm here to tell you got options. Just like Kanye said, we got choices. I'm here to tell you that you got options, right? I understand that we have been cultivated so much beyond, just in every angle of light that they could possibly keep us in these lower vibrational states. But understand that that's only because you knew not of yourself. These energies that are actually coming in right now they are game changing things. And that is a clear and cogent sign. That is a clear and cogent sign that if you got a mass awakening that is coming up and it's through energy, then what the fuck have they been doing to us the entire time? They have been manipulating us through frequencies. The entire time.
You know, it's funny when
entire
Cole was talking earlier.
time.
It was how the different technologies and so forth were coming out. The thing that kept popping up into my head is in the beginning of The Matrix 2, when the agents came up and Neo, he knew the agents were coming, and he went upstairs from the meeting that they were all having, and they was like, "How did you know they were here?" And he was like, "Go tell them the meeting's over." And he was like, and so then the agents bust through the door. And as he was fighting them, they got to a point where he would usually, whip their ass, but they had a different move. So he said he looked to the side. He said, upgrades, right? And then he proceeded to continue to destroy them again. You see what I'm saying? Further. So again, the one is it's all kinds of different stuff that he says in that movie, and that goes through all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, bro, just no. Oh snap! Uh-oh.
Oh, scared me.
Oh, okay, that's a good scare. Okay, good.
My husband scared me because it's dark and I got this bright light on me, and I can't see nothing on here because the bright light. So he scared me and knocked on the window, but he was bringing me my food, y'all. Because he know I'm gonna be here for about 7 hours. I never get to leave. Come eat. So he brought me my food.
So all these different things when you know who you are, you believe, or it's past belief, it's knowing. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what the deal is. It's like, all right, bet. So
it's knowing, yes.
Let your light shine. That's the whole point of the Bible. It's like, let your light shine. That's in the first couple verses. In the beginning, there was light. That was the first thing that was there, was light. So being that you the first that's here, you recognize who you are, and then go from there. Then it is what it is. Everything else is just a product of you and different, how to bend light differently. It's like, yo, what do you really
bend light? Yep, right. Bend light differently. That's what we're doing, and that's what's happening now. And the messed up part about it is that they tell us everything. They have to, right? But they do it in such a cynical way. Just like there's a video where Kevin Hart and what's that girl named Janae something. I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
She's telling y'all, they telling us that they're clones, right?
Oh, Janelle Monáe.
They're telling us that they're clones, right?
Okay.
But nobody ain't gonna believe it. Like, nah.
So they tell us everything.
Janelle Monáe. Yeah, Janelle Monáe. Yeah.
Okay, so Janelle Monáe, she was just in the movie Glass Onion. They tell you everything. And Glass Onion encodes. We saw the Andrew Tate, Greta Thunberg bullshit. That's actually encoded within that movie, pre-programmed. And if you watch the movie and look at the symbolism, here's a little Masonic drop. If you go to high-level halls, Masonic halls, the carpets will be hexagons, and within the hexagons will be each a tool for masonry. Okay, this is symbolic. It's not literal. Like, it's a vision. It's a vision. We live on a fucking